So the Ancient Magus Bride episode 1 has finally arrived. Now, Crunchyroll did preview the first 3 episodes at one of their panels earlier in the year, but this is the first episode for the public, and this was amazing. I knew this was going to be my anime of the season, to be honest, like well before this aired, because I watched the OVAs that had been airing over the past year, and I fell in love with them. They were fantastic, and I could only guess how great a 24-episode series from Studio Wit of this series would do. And the first episode, my expectations were through the roof. But even with them that high, they blew me away. They were able to do everything that a first episode needed to do and even more. Because when it comes to a first episode, you want to establish the cast of characters you're going to be focusing on. You want to showcase the best of your art and animation, your soundtrack, the voice acting, but you also want to give the viewer an idea on why they want to stick around, especially if this is going to be a 2-core length anime series. And not only did they properly build up on the 2 central characters, who is Chise, which is this female, and we have Elias, who is essentially Skeletor. And it's beautiful, because you literally got a great detailed backstory. Obviously, we're going to learn more about Chise as the show goes on, but we already understood where she was and how far gone she was at kind of living life. She would rather just die because no one wants her. She's this type of person who essentially attracts magical things, from what we know within this episode. Things good and bad are going to naturally attract to her, which is good if you want to be a mage, because you naturally need to be able to see these spirits and it will help you be a better mage. And the good thing is that if any of these people ever need help with these spirits, they will help her. But the issue is these spirits, all her life, she brought kind of misfortune to her family, so her family just kept tossing her aside to the next relative, to the point where she had no one to turn to and nowhere left to go. So she was pushed to the edge so far that she was willing to put herself into slavery just because she wanted to have a home, somewhere to call home, and no matter what happened to her, she was fine with that. But in comes Elias, and he's not the type of guy who would buy a girl, a pretty girl, for something horrible like many people would, a toy to beat and abuse. No, Elias sees who she is. She is a natural candidate for being a mage, on top of she's a pretty looking girl. And the 2 things that he does here is he recruits her because he wants an apprentice. His mage organization, his type of people, they're a dying breed, so the more people that you can recruit and train to be a mage, the better. But at the same time, at the end of the episode, it's revealed he also hopes that he can make her his bride someday. Now, this isn't a forcing. It's not like he's forcing her to marry him. No, it's this, I'm going to try to make you my bride. I'm going to try to make you want me. But at the end of the day, he doesn't feel creepy or abusive. He feels so damn caring and kind, and he calls her a puppy off and on in this episode. And it's cute because he's literally not human. He's like this giant Skeletor looking guy. So it's natural that he would look at a human as kind of being something that we would look at like a dog like. And I just love their relationship because you see so early on how shattered and broken she is, and immediately he shows her kindness. He offers her a home and says she is his family now, and treats her with kindness and compassion, something that she's never experienced from her own family. So even when the episode progresses and essentially these fairies are trying to take her away and kidnap her into their fairyland, she ultimately declines because for once in her life, even if this is only for a short time, someone gave her love and compassion, something that no one else ever did. And it's easy to see that, of course, she would probably naturally fall in love with this guy because of the kindness that he is showing her, and also that he's not forcing her to do anything she doesn't want. Of course, she does have to be an apprentice. That is part of the deal. He spent like $5 million on her. He wants her to be his apprentice, but nothing more than that is forced on her. And you know you're going to have amazing stories. It's going to be this very cute, comfy, an amazing show, especially if you watch the OVAs. You know what we're getting into here, some amazing stuff. But having this 2-core length series be able to properly build on this world, these characters, Elias and Chise, are just so natural. I love their interactions, and there's even some kind of like chibi comedy moments where they'll pull away in the art design and make it just so ridiculous, but it matches like what he's thinking and doing so well that I loved it. The presentation was gorgeous. The art design, beautiful. Backgrounds, character models, the animation probably had your jaw on the floor. It looked gorgeous. But honestly, the highlight to me of this entire episode, obviously excluding the characters because they're the highlight, is the OST, because most of the soundtrack, it doesn't feel traditional. Like, when you hear a soundtrack, like a track backing a scene, it sounds like a piece of music made for the scene. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's whatever. This is amazing, but it does it so interestingly because half the time it doesn't sound like a song, but rather sound effects connected in a way that you can tell it is a song, but it sounds more like sound effects amplifying the scenes at hand. So you get this magical presence, like I feel like I'm in a magic forest. It doesn't naturally sound like a song, but rather something that just gives it this magical ooze of greatness, and that's why I love the soundtrack so much. I can't wait to see what they're going to do going forward. I mean, opening and ending are fantastic, but it's those tracks in the background that really help the immersion and just sell the beauty of the scenes as the art already had done. I mean, it's just, this is such a fantastic series. I am so invested. It's just, this so good. The character interactions were fantastic. It had me laughing, had me smiling, it had my heart a little aching because I was like, man, this girl has had such a poor life. Like, I can't believe what happened to her. But if you were in her family situation and you naturally couldn't see these spirits that she can, you would have no idea what's going on, except she's just bringing misfortune, so she'd become a cursed child. You can understand where they came from, but it's so sad that it happened to her. But now she seemingly has a home, somewhere that she can call home, someone to have a family with. You know, maybe she will end up falling in love with this guy, but it's not a mandatory thing for her, and I love this. This was a gorgeous first episode. I just need more. I am so invested. This is definitely going to be my anime of the season. I can safely say that just because I saw those OVAs and I was already like, this is some of the best stuff I saw in the year, so I know what a 24 episode series is going to bring to me. I can't wait for more. Seriously, fantastic first episode. Let me know your thoughts. Supposedly, from what I've been hearing, it's a pretty faithful adaptation as well, so we shouldn't see too many naysayers on that, so that's nice as well. But let me know your thoughts on this wonderful first episode down in the comment section below. And before you leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.